All right. Bonjour, salam, gumo. Hello. This is Amin, and this is my first ever episode of my podcast, Love Techno Kant. And I'm excited. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you're listening. Thank you for tuning in. Um, I do feel like I have a lot to say, and I don't know where to start because I have no script. Because scripts are for people who are organized and not chaotic like me. Which is also why I'm doing this podcast, because I want to give my chaos a platform and I want to show everybody that I can do it. So yeah, welcome. What do I want to talk? I think it's best to introduce myself first, right? This podcast is about my journey through Berlin. It's a space for stories, for my identity, for queerness, for healing, for love, and also about real things like nightlife, politics, sex work, which I also do, friendship, community building, and being my full authentic self, and giving you all the insight. Who am I? I'm Amin. I'm 30 years old. I moved here 3 years ago, and Berlin has become my platform. Berlin has become my home, and Berlin has become the space that I needed to start my healing journey. I think I will do a separate episode about my past and my mental health struggles and the specific reasons and things that I did in Berlin to get where I am right now. But to give you a little glimpse, I moved here 3 years ago. I was in a very bad place. I knew that Berlin would give me, or had the chance to give me, community, queer community, African community, things that I always wanted to have, and also things that I didn't know that I would need. And for that specific reason, I came here, and I struggled a lot. I really broke down several times. One of my closest friends recently said I had at least 7 puberties the last 3 years, which I completely agree. I'm healing, and because of this specific reason, I need to give myself a platform. I'm chronically online, and I love to make a scene. I am theatrical. I love to show myself. I love to post a lot of things. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm very communicative when it comes to visual storytelling. But I feel like for now, I also need a platform for my voice, for the things that are going on in my head, because I'm very opinionated. I have a lot to say. I'm very feisty, and I feel like I'm also very educated, and I can speak about a lot of things. Not only myself, but also a lot of my community members. I have a lot of great friends who I want to be guests here on this podcast and let their voices be known. This podcast is not meant to be monetized or not meant to people please. It's meant to be raw and myself completely. It's about stories. It's about healing. It's about a journey. It's about my community, definitely. And it's about love. Techno, because I love techno. I'm going to talk about techno a lot. Clubbing and what clubbing did to me to become myself and find myself in the whole clubbing culture here in Berlin. This is something that is so amazing, so breathtakingly awesome and unique that I need to speak about it. And disclaimer, I don't listen to many other podcasts. So I don't know if there's any other podcasts that already talk about this. And if yes, hit me up with them. So maybe we can do a collaboration. But I want to give my insight on my journey here in Berlin and community building, communities in general, queerness, clubbing, sex work. All these things have played a big role in who I am right now and who I'm going to be. What else do I want to talk about? who am I? I think I talked about this. Like, I'm 30 years old. I'm a sex worker. I a dance floor diva. I think that's what describes me best. A whore, a dance floor diva, a feisty bitch. Um, like, people call me an activist, but I'm like, I don't care for that word. But yeah, if that's something that you want to call me, I would just call myself a what's it called? A radical liberationist. Like, I care about justice a lot. So I'm gonna integrate politics into my podcast. That's probably the realest thing that you will hear here. Everything else is completely delusional. Like, I really think of myself as this bubblegum princess floating around Berlin, doing whatever I want because I can just do it. Make me stop, honestly. But yeah, politics is something that I'm going to talk about, and it's the harsh reality. But everything else is just delusions. Delusions about myself, about my friends, about men, about whatever I want to talk about, because that's me. I'm delusional. And it's about fun. I think that's what so many people, as I can observe, are a bit lacking. People lack fun, especially people who are very, I don't know, stuck up in society. So I'm gonna bring some fun. I'm gonna bring fun and love, and mixed with reality. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, how I want this space to feel. Like, I want this podcast to feel like me talking, of course, and I love to yap. My friend always says that whenever I go to any store with her, and I feel like there's a little bit of a queer vibe, I'm just start yapping all over. Like, I'm gonna talk to everyone who's working there, just like, hey, I love this, blah 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 blah. And I feel like I'm gonna do this here now because this space is gonna be queer as fuck. I'm going to talk about queerness in all its beauty, queerness in how I have perceived it. And to me, queerness is a community-based, respect-based freedom. And I found it here in Berlin. I found it through community, I found it through my friends, and I found it through the clubs. And yeah, I've become this dance floor diva. I love putting on a skirt. I love putting on a bra. I love bleaching my hair, putting up my my beautiful red sunglasses, which are so integral to my identity because it's a cosplay glasses from my favorite anime, One Piece. There's this character called Don Quixote Flamingo, and he's this flamingo guy, which I also am. Very flamboyant and extravagant, which I also am. And he's also like a badass villain, which I feel like I also am. And yeah, what else can I talk about in my first episode? I'm gonna introduce myself. Next time I'm gonna do a script. I don't know if I'm gonna do a script. Yeah, give me some feedback. That's another thing. Give me feedback on the sound quality, the technicalities and whatever. And of course, which topics you want to hear and what you think of my episode, whatever. Because I want this to be an evolving project, right? And a community-based project. So yeah, I'm very glad that when you give me feedback through DMs or Instagram or whatever, you will know how to contact me. But this is a big but, which I don't have. Please keep it respectful. I feel like so many people these days, especially in online discourses or spaces, whatever, don't know how to start a conversation with a stranger. What happened to hello, how are you? Like, they just they see something controversial that I post on Instagram because I am very antagonizing. I get that. And then they have a different opinion on that, and then they slide in my DMs and just give me the full bullshit. Like you are wrong. This is blah blah blah. I feel like, what? Just, hey, hello? Ask me a question. Hey, Amin, I didn't understand what you meant with this. I feel like I have a different point of view. Can we talk about this? but people feel like they can give feedback as if they're on the battlefield, which we all are. But if you don't have manners with me, I'm gonna give you the same energy back. Like, I'm not a people pleaser, and this podcast is also not about people pleasing. And people pleasers, listen to me. I want to empower you all to stop doing that. Be yourself, find your identity, do what's fun, and set boundaries. Let people have it. Especially fintech people. We shouldn't be forced to make space for things that are disrespectful to us and that don't feel good to us. We have the right to have space, to reclaim our power. And that's also something that I have what's the name? That's one of my biggest goals in life, is to empower flinter people to have a voice, to be loud, to be strong, to punch back, honestly. And if you're a man listening to this podcast right now, I hope you have, what's it called? Patience? No, not the patience. Good resilience, maybe, because I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about you men. Because patriarchy is real, sexism is real, and I see it everywhere. No matter how progressive you think you are, no matter how progressive you think the spaces are that we live in, no matter if it's so Berlin, men spoil everything. Patriarchy spoils everything. I'm going to talk a lot about these topics, so buckle up. So yeah, what else do I want to talk about? Queer identity, yes. The beauty in politics. Yeah, my activism, how I came to be an activist, what activism means to me, what politics mean to me, how I came to create this concept of values, and my political goals in this life. Because at the end of the day, my ulterior motive is political progressiveness, let's call it that. And I want this world to be a better place. I want this world to be a just place, a place of justice, not a place of peace necessarily, because there's no peace without justice. And yeah, and I think the best way to do it, and the fundamental way to do it, is with queerness, because we queer people, we understand respect. We understand how society really works, because we've always been on the edges of society, on the corners. We see society for what it really is, so we can give the best critiques. And yeah, I learned a lot throughout my life. Politics was something that I got my first interest in when I was, 16, 17, 18. When the only thing that I had was online spaces like Tumblr or I don't know what else, what other platforms. I think YouTube. It was always black trans femmes who on the internet spoke about topics that I was like, wow, this is inspirational. So yeah. We as queer people need platforms. We as queer people need to be heard. And that's the exact reason why I'm doing this right now. I have a lot to say, but I also have a lot of good things to say. Like, I'm going to tell you a lot of funny stories, because I'm also funny as fuck. I'm hilarious. Not just beautiful. But yeah, so I'm going to sum it up now. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to talk about politics, sex work, clubbing, techno, how I got into Berghain, how you can get into Berghain. About fashion, mental health, maybe cosmetics, because I love Botox, and everything that's just so me. And if you're not interested in me in my life, then get the fuck off. Don't look in my direction, and be afraid of me, because I can be intimidating. I know that. I've got that feedback last week. So see you. Kisses.